Today's video is part 2 of my top 10 free plugins for 2020. There's some great free products you can add to your toolbox of sound shaping gear to help spice up your mixes, production, and sound design. Let's get it. Aloha Gang, you know what it is. I'm AlohaAlex. You came to the right place if you want to take your mixing and production skills to the next level. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you never miss a thing. Make sure you guys watch every second of this video because I'm going to show you exactly how to organize your plugins so you're not wasting any time searching for the tool you need when you got to call on it. All right, let's jump on in. We're going to be starting with number 6 since last time on part 1 we ended with number 5. These aren't necessarily in a ranking order. These are just overall the top 10 free plugins for 2020. So coming up next on the list is Wider by PolyVerse. Now this is a stereo widening plugin. I love these. You can put them on your melodies, you can put them on your backup vocals. This one in particular is great because it can take it to almost a freakish way of how wide you can get the stereo field. Let me just show you an example really quick. I love this because the UI is so simple to use. You just basically click on it and kind of drag up just like that. But let's go ahead and start off with 0%. This is a mono guitar track. I'm gonna start spreading it out. You can put your headphones on for this one. And what's great about Wider is it's completely mono compatible. What that means is that any signal that can be extended will always remain in phase. You come across a lot of the times with these stereo wideners, your mono track, because it's taking a mono track and almost creating an illusion of it being stereo, that sometimes it'll sound out of phase. And what that does is it won't be as in front. It'll kind of sound like it's lost its body, lost its depth. But with this, you can totally hear how crisp and clear and just completely wide it is. So this is a great tool to have in your arsenal. Awesome. Great job, PolyVerse. And again, it's free. Okay, so next we have TDR Nova by Tokyo Dawn Records. A great EQ to have in your arsenal, and it looks like just a simple parametric equalizer, but each band also has a dynamic section. So you can go across each of the bands and you can turn on this threshold and it becomes a dynamic compressor, which is great for mastering, or if your drums need more crispiness, or you have a sibilance problem on your vocals. The Nova has an awesome answer to each of your problems. So let's take a listen. I have a 808 track right here, which a lot of times can be flooding your lower sub with too much frequency. So let's see if we can roll off some of that. We're gonna turn on our high pass and let's just bring it up. Maybe to there. Now let's add a little bit more body to it. Now let's turn on this threshold and you'll see it start activating. Next on our list we have Span by Voxango. And this is a spectrum analyzer. This is great for any sort of mixing or mastering. Let me just sort of take a look. If you've never used one of these, you may want to dive deeper. I might do a video later on that. Basically, it's showing you where all your frequencies are lying on the spectrum. It's great to use your ears most of the time, but it's also good to have this extra tool of having a visual layout of exactly what all the frequencies are doing. So let's take a look at this little loop. So you can kind of see where all the spectrum is lying in this sort of low, mid to high range, and then watch at the end of the loop, you'll see the low end kick in. So this is great. Like I said, when you're mastering, we have a lot of low end to work with. If we want to put our 808s, if we want to put our drum, our kick and our snare right there. You can see even right here between 400 and 600, there's a little bit of room that maybe we could fill in with a pad. A lot of times what happens when you're mixing is you will sort of fill in all your instruments, and then everything will be overlapping, which makes it harder for each of the instruments to stand out. So with this multi-channel analyzer, you can really hone in on which frequencies you can pull and sort of give each instrument its own space within the spectral field. If you guys are digging these videos on the free plugins, please drop a like and drop it in the comments that you like free stuff. If you want me to review more free stuff so you don't have to search the internet and scour through all the crappy stuff, so I can just show you exactly what to get and how to use it, drop a like, drop in the comments. This one's huge. This one is this one's from Melda Productions, and this is, I think it's 37, maybe 38 free plugins. So going down the list, we have a bunch of, you know, looks like low, maybe like a lo-fi. It's called Bitfun. Saturator, wave shapers. We have, for the dynamic, we have a compressor. Looks like 2 compressors. EQ, we got an equalizer. Filter, we have a band pass and a comb. Modulation, auto pan, flanger, frequency shifter. Ableton comes with a lot of this stuff, but it's good to just have different tools in your toolbox if you want to get a certain sound, because they all add their own sort of sound while you're mixing. This is huge, an auto tuner. Now, if you guys can't afford wave tunes or, you know, just a standard auto tuner, download this whole pack and get an auto tuner right there. Reverb, 2 reverbs, stereo, again, some expanders, some stereoscope, and then a bunch of tools. We have more analyzers in here. We have a metronome, noise generator, notepad. So this is a whole toolbox in itself. So this is just great to have on deck in case you're just messing around and looking for a complete new sound, or you want to just add some different flavor to your sound. So let's go ahead and drop a saturator in here and take a look at the UI. This is without it. Let me loop that. Turn on the harmonics. Put a verb on there. Put the EQ on there. This is kind of cool. The EQ has a saturation in there. Oh wow, okay, this is rad too. So it's showing you kind of where everything, this kind of gives you, this is great if you're just starting out with EQing. You can kind of go through these. It's in the areas section, and we can look at different frequencies. But like, I clicked on this drum feature and it showed where each of the, like where everything sort of lands as far as the frequencies within the drum. So snare drum right there, snare punch, snares tom. If it sounds too plastic, maybe you drop it down right there. Cymbal splashness, if you want a little bit more, you pop it up right there. That's kind of cool. I like that. Okay, so here we are, number 10, plugins for 2020. This is Fracture by Glitch Machines. This is really cool. I like diving into the electro and the pop plugins and seeing how I can apply those to like trap or the reggae beats that I make. This one is a buffer effect, and it sort of creates robotic sounds and like musical malfunctions. It's a versatile effects processor, and it's great for sound designers. It was designed to add like glitchy artifacts and abstract textures to any sort of project, but you can use it on drums and percussion and synth lines and sound effects to get really cool sounds. So let's go through some of the presets just so you can see exactly what it sounds like. I'm not gonna go too in depth in it because it has, you know, a lot to it, but I'm going to, let's see. Let me just turn it off so you can hear the original beat. on. As promised, I'm gonna show you exactly how to organize your plugins so you're not wasting any time when it comes to mixing or producing. I'm gonna be showing you on Ableton, but this is across the board. You can organize your DAW the way that you like it. You know, most of us have certain go-tos when it comes to plugins, so you wanna make sure that you're putting those in a folder. Now, when it comes to Ableton, they make it super simple. Let's say I wanna pick this piano. Let's say I'm gonna make my favorite piano VST folder. So you right click or hit Control and then tap on the plugin and then pick one of these colors that are unused. So for me, I'm gonna hit green, and then I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna put, let's see, clavinet. Let's say this is my favorite. I'm gonna put that on green. And then Mellotron. I have a favorite that I always use, Mellotron. So over here, on the left-hand side, you see where it says collections. You see that it made a folder called green. Hit Command R to rename it. I'm gonna call this favorite pianos. There you have it. All of your pianos that are your favorite are right there in a folder. So a lot of times what happens is you'll be stacking up all these plugins, and instead of searching each time for the same plugin, we can come over to our saved folders. And there they are, our 3 favorite pianos. I can just drop that into my next MIDI track and I am good to go. But can't say it enough, make sure you guys are experimenting all the time, especially if you're using stock sounds or stock plugins. Just take a day and kind of go in and see what sort of interesting sounds that you can come up with that maybe, you know, pique your interest. And the name of the game here is sort of to stand out, especially now that playing field has been leveled with, you know, plugins being so accessible and recording software being so accessible. You want to stand out, you want to have your own voice, you want to be unique. This is the same when it comes to mixing. You want to really experiment and come up with something really cool that is your own voice so people keep coming back to you. If you guys have never mixed vocals before, check out this video right here I did on how to mix rap vocals. I go through my whole process. I think you guys are going to really be blown away by how easy it is with these few techniques. Click on that right now and take your mixing skills to the next level.